Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our English news edition, coming to you from Canal Algérie. To the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sends a condolences letter to the British King Charles III following the death of the Queen Elizabeth II and highlights the late's role in the promotion of the friendly relations between Algeria and Britain. Upon winning the Under-17 Arab Cup, the President of the Republic congratulated the young Desert Warriors in a tweet. Following the government amendment decided by the President of the Republic, the new ministers officially take up their new duties. And we wrap up the bulletin from Iran, the Equestrian Center, Antar ibn Shaddad for the Algerian Festival of Horses. Good evening. Those were today's headlines. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, presented a message of condolences to the British King Charles III following the death of the Queen Elizabeth II. The message reads, "It is with deep sadness and sorrow that we have received the news of the passing away of Her Majesty, the Queen of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Elizabeth II, and I can only address to you on behalf of the Algerian people and government and on my own behalf to the noble ruling family and all the British people, our deepest condolences and the most sincere feelings of compassion and solidarity. It is a painful ordeal, the passing away of one of the pillars of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and its veteran sages who have dedicated their lives to serving their country. Today we recall her timeless contributions and pioneering initiatives to ensure peace, stability and progress on the path of progress and prosperity of the British people, and keeping up with all wisdom and insight with the changes and transformations that have taken place in the international arena in all its political, economic and social dimensions. Throughout the 70 years of her reign, Algeria, while proud of the special relations it has with the United Kingdom of Britain, affirms the role of the bereaved in promoting bilateral relations as an embodiment of the friendly relations between our peoples and their common aspirations for further progress and prosperity. With her passing away, Algeria is losing one of its loyal friends in all circumstances and stages it has gone through. While renewing to you my deepest sorrow and sincere expressions of condolences and compassion, I ask Your Majesty to accept the highest expressions of affection and appreciation, assuring you that the Algerian people stand by your side in this ordeal that has befallen the noble royal family and the friendly British people." The President of the Republic congratulated the Under-17 national football team upon winning the Arab Cup after their victory against Morocco. The President tweeted saying, "Cups but lions on the field. Thank you, Arab heroes, for what you presented. Congratulations to Algeria on winning the Under-17 Arab Cup." Upon the win of the national Under-17 team, the Arab Cup against the Moroccan team. The President of the Council of the Nation, Salah Goujil, also congratulated the Under-17 national team, wishing them plenty of success and more accomplishment, saying, "Congratulations, champions, grandchildren of martyrs and war veterans, and congratulations to Algeria for winning the Under-17 Arab Cup. You have achieved a historic exploit on the 60th anniversary of the recovery of the national sovereignty. I wish you every success and glory to the Algeria of youth." General of the Army Saïd Chengriha, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, has also extended his congratulations to the Under-17 national football team. The message reads, "Your crowning of the Under-17 Arab Cup 2022 with all merit came as a result of the preparations and the high heroic spirit that were shown throughout the this Arab competition. Congratulations to you in our homeland on this crowning. More victories and championships. Long live Algeria." We invite you now to come back to this great victory for the Under-17 national football team. The Desert Warriors won the Arab Champion 2022 title, a very well-deserved victory obtained thanks to the talent and determination of the young Algerians. More details with Anya Al-Bahri.
For the first time, the under-17 Algerian football team is the 2022 Arab champion. With determination and pride, the young Desert Warriors won the final match against Morocco. At the beginning, the Algerians missed many opportunities and ended the first half with draw. In the second half, the Moroccans opened the scoring after the 51st minute, while the Desert Warriors had to wait until the last minute to score the goal by Ismail Shhima, a great goal that reminded us of Youssef Belaili's goal in Arab Cup. Thanks to this goal, the tournament turned in favor of Algeria, who managed to put 4 goals in the net of the young Moroccan team, which couldn't stand such a heavy defeat. I cannot describe to you my joy. I dedicate this victory to the fans who supported us from the beginning to the end. We have achieved a great result, but we still have a lot to do. Our main goal is 2023 African Cup. The Desert Warriors finished the match by snatching the precious cup for its 4th edition. Their next target is the African Cup of Nations, to be held in Algeria next April.
The Arab Football Federation congratulated the public television for its production and realization of all the matches of the Arab competition for the under-17 teams in Mustaghanem and Sieg. The Arab Football Federation recalled that the Algerian public television establishment has produced 19 matches, allowing the Arab States Broadcasting Union to broadcast these matches. Following the government amendment decided by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, different handover ceremonies took place, starting with Ibrahim Merad, who took up on Friday his new duties as the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Regional Planning, replacing Canal. The ceremony of handing over the powers took place at the headquarters of the ministry. In a statement, Ibrahim Merad expressed his gratitude to the President of the Republic for the trust he has bestowed upon him, affirming that the consecration of good governance is the cornerstone for the construction of the new Algeria, insisting on the continuation of digitization moving towards e-administration. Kamal Bidari has also took up his new duties as Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, replacing Abdelbaki bin Zian. In a statement on the occasion, the new minister presented his gratitude to the President of the Republic for the trust he has placed in him, highlighting the imperative for the sector to keep pace with the changes in the research and innovation domain. Lakhdar Rakhrouk took up his new duties as the head of the Ministry of Public Works, Hydraulics and Basic Infrastructure during the handover ceremony with the Departing Public Works Minister, Kamal Nasri, and the Minister of Water Resources and Water Security, Karim Hasni. He extended his gratitude to the President of the Republic for the trust bestowed upon him to bear the responsibilities of a sensitive and vital sector. The new minister highlighted the new orientations of the public authorities, aiming to build a modern state and a strong economy. Kamal Biljoud took up his new duties as the head of the Transport Ministry, replacing Abdullah Munji, appointed Secretary General of the Presidency of the Republic. During the handover ceremony held at the headquarters of the Transport Ministry, Biljoud expressed his gratitude to the President of the Republic for renewing his trust in him, while reiterating his commitment to honor that trust and to face challenges with the support of the sector's executives. Abdel Haq Sayhi took up his new functions at the head of the Health Ministry, replacing Abdel Rahman bin Bouzid. In a speech delivered on this occasion, the new minister thanked the President of the Republic for the trust he placed in him, affirming his determination to meet the challenges of the health sector. Samia Mwelfi has took up her duties as Minister of the Environment and Renewable Energies. The handover ceremony between Mwelfi and the Minister of Energy, Transition and Renewable Energies, Benato Zian, took place in the presence of executives of the ministry that is now attached to the Environment Ministry. In a statement on the occasion, the minister has thanked the President of the Republic for the trust that he once bestowed upon her, affirming that it is an important sector in the presidential program at the top of the president's commitment. The new ministerial portfolio constitutes the future of the country and the whole world in the light of the current environmental challenges, she added. Yassin Al-Mahdi Walid took up his new functions at the head of the Ministry of Knowledge, Economy, Startups and Micro-Enterprises. The handover ceremony took place between Yassin Al-Mahdi Walid and Nassim Diafat, former minister delegate to the Prime Minister in charge of micro-enterprises. In a speech delivered on this occasion, Walid thanked the President of the Republic for the trust bestowed upon him, affirming that he will work towards adopting a new entrepreneurial politic based on modern mechanisms. The promotion of startups will proceed through continuous support by incentives and further reforms. Ali Aoun has took up his duties as Minister of the Pharmaceutical Industry, replacing Lutfi bin Bahmed. On this occasion, the new minister thanked the President Tebboune for the trust he bestowed upon him. Aoun affirmed that he is committed to multiply the investments in the sector of the pharmaceutical industry by facilitating the access to investment. A tragedy in Jilfa province where a deadly accident on the municipal road 25 left 8 people dead and 16 injured. These injured were immediately transferred to Mas'ada Hospital where they were well taken care of. Crime rates in the northern part of Morocco have reached an all-time high, as was stated by the Northern Observatory for Human Rights, ONDH, in a report. Manal Amari with the details.
The organization expressed concerns on the increase of crimes related to money laundering, particularly the trafficking of drugs, psychotropic substances, human trafficking, and migrant smuggling, while also warning of the consequences of money laundering operations of drug barons and the unjust enrichment of a group of people active in this illicit sector. Furthermore, the observatory highlighted the negative impact of money laundering on the social fabric and economic development of the country, noting that it affects the relationship between businesses and the conduct of economic policy. According to the report made by the National Financial Intelligence Authority, suspicious cases related to money laundering and terrorist financing amounted to a total of 2,113 reports in 2020 alone. In its report, the International Narcotics Control Board stated that Morocco is the world's largest producer of cannabis. In a similar context, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime stressed in its 2022 World Drug Report that the Moroccan Kingdom was at the head of the main countries of origin and departure of cannabis resin, making it the leading producer and exporter of this drug. The Rif region in northern Morocco was also mentioned in the report regarding the damaging impact of cannabis cultivation on the environment, since its cultivation relies mainly on the intensive use of synthetic fertilizer. An increasingly complicated situation in the country, fueled by the Makhzen regime as an accomplice in this illicit sector, while it continues to ignore the people's basic demands for an honorable life.
Internationally, always, part of the world mourns the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, an exceptional personality that marked the century by her longevity in power, back on her exceptional career and her stay in Algeria with Najah Tayyar.
Elizabeth II, or the Queen of Hearts. Her history is the history of a monarchy that lasted 70 years, the longest reign recorded in the history of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. In last June, Elizabeth II celebrated her Platinum Jubilee. Her reassuring presence, her devotion to her family and to the British people and to her dignity in the face of all odds. In her birth, in 1926, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor was third in line to the throne after her uncle who abdicated a few months later in favor of his father, King George V. While nothing predestined her for a royal coronation, she became the apparent heir to the British crown at the age of 10. The year of 1943, at Windsor Castle, Queen Elizabeth was 16 when she was officially crowned Queen of Great Britain. In fact, Queen Elizabeth II marked the history of the world and that of her people, for whom she had an unconditional love through her determination to preserve the values and the traditions of the British royal family. A lady of big heart and full of compassion, she visited Algeria in the 1980s after the earthquake which affected Lesnam in Schluf. A witness to war and reconciliation, as well as to the profound transformations of our planet and societies, she knew how to accompany the changes that were imposed around her in the world. The Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September 8, 2022, a news described as sad by the whole world, and most of the heads of states and kings wanted to pay tribute to her and salute her journey. In several capitals of the world, flags were put at half-mast. A minute of silence was observed to salute the memory of the sovereign passed away at 96 of age.
Now we invite you to discover the Algerian Festival of Horses at the Equestrian Center Antar ibn Shaddad at Isnia in Iran. The horses enthusiasts came from every corner of the country to admire the horses in the competition Najah Tayyar.
The first edition of the Algerian Horse Festival was held at the Equestrian Center Antar ibn Shaddad of Isnia in Oran province, with audience and horse riders from all over the national territory attending the event, attracted by a sport and a real passion. The sporting event witnessed the participation of nearly 250 horsemen and riders. The goal of this festival is a cultural and sporting resonance in order to preserve the Algerian heritage, which is vast and rich. According to the organizers, the most important part of the event is to put on a good show. Riders from all over the country, dressed in their best clothes, have enchanted the audience. We try by all means to safeguard the heritage that our elders passed down to us, that we preserve by teaching it to our grandchildren. Since I was little, I have been riding a horse. It was my father who taught me. Today I am 27 years old and I can tell you that riding a horse is a tradition which is transmitted from generation to another. In the future I would like to win many equestrian competitions. I have already participated in an international tournament. It is good for us because it will allow us to progress continuously. This festival is on track to become an essential meeting point for horses enthusiasts. For them, it is a paradise, as it is an opportunity for the public to discover a part of our heritage.
And with that, we wrap up our news bulletin. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.